Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another tutorial. Happy new year to all of you guys and thank you for stopping by today. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to achieve this A-line gown with queen Anne neckline and funnel sleeves. If this sounds good to you and there's something you'd like to learn, then please stay tuned and watch to the end of this video. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and also give me a giant thumbs up for this video and share to your friends. With that being said, let's get right into this video. So I'll be making use of this crepe material for this tutorial, and I have 2 yards here with me. And you can also use other types of fabrics. So the first thing that I'll be doing is to take the pattern for the back and place it on the material, and I'll be leaving about half an inch at the top of this and then 1 inch at the sides and also at the line like so, and then I'll just cut it out. And remember that this is the back pattern, so we're going to be having the zipper allowance at the back, so we're going to be cutting this fabric into two to create the zipper allowance. So that's why I'm pinning it like so before I open it up at the center. So I'm also going to be repeating the same process for the front. As you can see, I already placed it on the fabric, and I'll be adding half an inch at the top and then 1 inch to the side and also the line like so before I cut it out. Now after cutting out the front piece, this is what I'm going to be having. Now I'm going to be indicating where I want these darts to stop. I will transfer it from the pattern to the fabric like so I can know where to stop when I'm sewing. Now the next thing that I will do is to cut the lining. It's going to be fully lined, so I'm going to cut the line and make sure that the lining is 1 inch shorter than the line, but every other thing is the same. So I'll just go ahead and cut that, and after doing that, this is what I have. Next thing to cut now is the yoke for the upper part of the gown. So I'm going to be folding the chantilly lace like so, and I'll be placing the yoke on top of it. Then I'll be cutting 2 pieces each for the front and then for the back, and I'll be adding allowances all around it to join to the shoulder and to join to the sleeve and also to fold. So I'll be adding half an inch allowance all around this yoke before cutting it out. Now after cutting it out, this is what we're going to be having. So you'll be folding the front part of the yoke with the allowance, and then the remaining one will be for joining to the sleeves, joining to the upper part of the gown, and also joining the shoulders together. So that's why the allowances are there. So because the look we are going for this gown is a structured one, so we are going to be adding this gum stay to the lining. So I'm going to be ironing this gum stay to the lining for the front and back. So you'll be ironing the shiny part of the gum stay to the wrong side of the lining, okay? So that will give you the structured look and also the stability. Now after I'm done ironing the gum stay to the lining, to the wrong side of the lining, this is what we are going to have. You can see how structured, and it's already looking strong as if there's starch in it, so because of the gum stay. The next thing to do now is to take in our bust dart. Remember, we already transferred the bust dart from the pattern to the fabric earlier, so now we are going to just take in the bust dart at the sides like so. So I'll just go ahead and take in the number of inches for my darts that I indicated from the pattern. So I'll just take that in, and then for the yoke at the front, I'm going to be folding in the front part of this yoke like so with the half an inch sewing allowance that I gave it. I'll be folding it in, so I'll be right back after doing that. So as you can see, I already went ahead to take in the bust dart on the fabric, as you can see, and I'm also repeating the same process for the lining. I took in the bust dart on the lining as well. The next thing that I'll be doing now is to attach the yoke on the front piece like so. So I'll just place it like I'm doing, and then I'll pin it, and then I'll place the other one like so, right sides facing each other, and also pin it down. Then I'll just run a loose stitch to join these two parts together. Then after doing that, I'll place the yokes like so. I'll tuck them in like that, and then I'll place the lining right sides facing each other on top of the main fabric, and then I'll pin these upper parts together to hold them in place temporarily like so. I'll just go ahead and pin them together while making sure that the yoke is tucked in, it's not outside. Then I'll run a stitch on top of that, and also at the line I'm going to be joining the fabric and the lining together at the line, and I'm also going to be joining the sides together. So I'll be right back after doing that. Now this is what we have after joining together. Now one thing I want to add is that this fabric is very stretchy, so I will not recommend you use a stretchy fabric. If you are recreating this for yourself, you can use something that is not as stretchy, so it won't give you a lot of stress, because this gave me lots of stress while sewing. It was stretching and stretching more than the lining and just giving me headache overall, so I'll not recommend. Use something that is not as stretchy, like a satin. And for the yoke for the back, I folded the edge like so with the allowance I left for it. And then for the strap, I cut a piece, two pieces of 15 inches long, and then for the width about 1.5 inches, and then I folded that in, and then that's that for the strap. Then the next thing I'll do is to attach the yoke to the lower part of the back piece. So I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll be placing the yoke on the fabric, right sides facing each other, and then I'll just go ahead and join them together like so. After I'm done doing that, I'm going to be placing the two pieces for the back together, right sides facing each other like so I can determine where I want the zipper to stop at the back. So I'm going to be measuring the length of where I want the zipper to stop, so you can determine how long you want the zipper to be at the back. So this is where I want mine to stop. After noting that, I'll close up the remaining space up to the hem line. Now after I'm done attaching the zipper, this is what I'm going to be having. As you can see, this is the wrong side, and that's the zipper right there. Now I'm going to be taking the lining, and I'm also going to be joining the lining the same way I joined the fabric. I will measure where I want the zipper to stop and also close the remaining parts up to the hem line, just like I did for the main fabric. Now after I'm done, this is what I'm going to be having. So I'm going to bring forward the main fabric for the back, and then I'll open up the zipper area like so. I'll open it up. So on one part of the back piece like so, I'm going to be placing one part of the lining on top of it as well, right sides facing each other, so I'll be able to close up the upper part and also the zipper area up until where I stopped the joining and the lining at the lower part. So you just follow that line and then join the two parts together, and you repeat the same process for the other side of the back piece as well. This part of the sewing can be very tricky, so you have to really take your time so you don't miss it. After I'm done with the whole process, this is what I'm going to be having. If done correctly, you should have something that looks like this. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to cover up the sides of this back piece and also the hem line. For the upper part, you can either top stitch it or you can add hemming gum to it to hold it in place. Now for the lower part, we are going to be joining the lining to the fabric at the lower area like so, and also joining the sides together. So now before we join the sides, to join the lower part, I'm going to be flipping this material like so. Just take your time with this. It can be very tricky because we need to flip it so we can have the material and the lining facing each other right sides like so we can join the lower part, that is the hem line. We can join it together. After I'm done doing that, it's time to join the sides together. For the sides also, because we want to sew it from the inside out, so you have to flip it to the other side as well. You have to take your time with this. So you flip it like so you can have the two sides facing each other at right sides. Then you join it all the way down and you repeat the same process for the other side. So you flip the material onto the lining and join it together. You repeat for the other side. So for the back, I left little space because without that space I won't be able to turn it out after joining. So I can decide to leave it like this and sew it in, or you can just stop stitch it to stop it from fraying, whichever method you want. The next thing to do now is to place the back and the front piece together so we can join them together. But before we do that, I want to trim off this yoke. You can see that the yoke is stretching. This chantilly lace is a stretchy fabric, so it's stretching more than what we have on the pattern, so we have to trim it off. So I'll measure what I have, I'll stretch it a little bit, and then I'll cut it off. Then after I'm done doing that, then I'll use my body measurements to join to the waist and then join all the way to the hem line, and I'll be right back. But before I show you that, we have to cut the pattern for our sleeves first. Now from the top line or the starting point of the sleeve pattern, I'm going to measure down the length of my full sleeve, that is from the shoulder to my cuff. So I'm going to indicate that there, and I'm also going to transfer it to the other side like so, and then draw a straight line across. So the next thing that I'll be doing now is to place my cap height. So I'll be coming down 5 inches from the top line like so. I'll mark it across and then I'll draw a straight line across the paper like so. Now on that line, I'm going to be placing my round sleeve plus 2 inches divided by 2. Then I'll take the midpoint of that, and then from the top line, I'm going to be coming down for my elbow length measurement. So I'm going to be marking that right there, and I'll just rule a straight line across to indicate my elbow length line. So I'll go ahead and transfer the midpoint on that line to the top line like so, and then from that point I'm going to be coming down 6 centimeters. Then I'll be able to draw the shape of this sleeve. I'll be drawing this with pencil at first, and then I'll further highlight it with marker, making sure that the length of the shape of this sleeve is the same length with the armhole of the outfit. So after getting the amount I want, I'll just go ahead and draw the shape of this sleeve like so. Next is to place my round elbow divided by 2. I'll place the measurement on the elbow line like so. So I just go ahead and use marker to highlight this curve line or wrist line, and also highlight the elbow line like so for better visibility. So I'll be placing my round wrist divided by 2 on that line, and after doing that I'll be connecting the 3 points together. So from the elbow point I'm going to be connecting to the underarm like so, and then back to the curve line like so. Then I'll also be highlighting it with a marker for better visibility. Now from the waistline, you're going to determine how long you want the extension for the funnel to be. So I'm going to be extending it by 3 inches. You can do 2 inches or more than that. Depends on how long you want this extension to be. So I did 3 inches. So I'm just going to draw a line across for the 3 inches mark. Now from the 3 inches mark, you're going to be determining how wide you want it to be, the flare that you want at the sleeve for the funnel shape. So I'm coming out by 2 inches for mine. You can do more than that, 2.5, depends on what you want. And then I'll connect it back into the wrist like so to form the funnel shape. So I'll just go ahead and add 1 inch allowance at the bottom part for folding the sleeves, and then I'll just rule a straight line across like so, and then I'll use marker to further highlight all these points together. So you can see that I only added allowance to the bottom part. I didn't add to the sides or to the top. I'm going to be adding that on fabric. So I'll just go ahead now and cut this pattern out. So I'll just take this sleeve pattern and use it to cut on fabric, so I'll be able to attach it to the main outfit. So the next thing that I will do now is to attach the straps to the shoulder area. So I'll just take one strap, and then I'll go over to one shoulder. At the joining of this shoulder, I'll be tacking one of the straps underneath the joining of this shoulder like so, and I'll repeat the same process for the other side as well. You tack it with a matching thread, by the way. Then after attaching the sleeves to the outfit, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful and lovely it looks. And on that note, we've come to the end of today's tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for sticking by and watching this video to the end. And if you found my video really helpful, please give me a giant thumbs up, and don't forget to share this video to your friends. If you're also new to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button before you go. Thank you so much for watching once again, and please make sure you turn on your notification bell to get notified of my latest uploads whenever I upload a new video. Until I see you in my next video, guys, bye.